Cam splashes away. He's holding it in the end. He does find it. X marks the spot for Mad Lions. They get one, but Hans Sommer starts to get excited. Hilly does have flash. Also has that Ghost Water dive to escape.
I'm surprised Caps held onto the flash. He could have just flashed the ult and perhaps he would have lived, but he just says, you know what, I'll save it. I'll let you have this kill, and maybe he used it a bit later on down the line. 30 seconds left on these plates. G2 will pick up one last one in mid.
I will say that Hilly's ult, it felt very fast to me. Like, it felt like that he was just kind of waiting for that moment, and then he caught Caps off guard. I wonder if Caps couldn't actually react in time, or if he did just want to hold on to that flash. Regardless, ended up being a trade 1-for-1. Crucially, the fact that Hans Sommer secured himself another kill is a big deal. Kazi getting some gold for himself, though, on the bot side of the map as he secures another plate.
Yeah, Herald up in 30 seconds. Top tier 1 traded for bot tier 1. Even map state right now, but G2 with that gold lead and that top side control for this next neutral objective spawn. Caps looking for Karzi. Ward will spot him out. Has his flash if he wants to gap close underneath the tower.
Karzi has his
flash as well if he wants to get the slow.
Arcane shifts away. Should be enough to escape. The Noxious Blast not landing as well means that Caps doesn't get that extra movement speed, and Karzi lives on the Ezreal.
No TP for Caps though, so if G2 do want to fight this Herald, they're going to have to call the man in the mid lane up there, because Karzi could just decide to take the Hex portal up towards that top side. Broken Blade's taking a base. Caps pushing out bot. Niski doesn't have TP either, and he's matching down there, so maybe this Herald's on pause for both these teams at the moment.
Seems like it might be pretty even game in terms of kills at least, but there is a 2,000 gold lead for G2. You can see Caps 900 gold ahead. Mickey 900 gold ahead as well. Not really where you want your extra gold, but it does mean that Hans Sommer has been pretty unbothered through the laning phase. A dragon apiece, and now the Herald begun. You can see Niski down towards that bottom lane was trying to answer the push, and because of that, G2 move Caps up towards the mid lane and know that they have pretty good control over the Herald. Mickey takes a bit of damage, but the Aftershock topping him up. Chasey looking for Broken Blade up towards this top side. Does still have the flash. Jumps in, slicing Mouse from knocked away. No stun on Broken Blade yet, and the rest of the team are trying to collapse. Yike is here. Broken Blade dodges the Sugarcane, but still gets taken down. Sumek Dazzle coming in as well, but Chasey just wide of it. Chasey has the flash on this cannon. Might just look to trade onto Yike. They try and gift this kill over to Hans Sommer if they can. There's the zap, there the flame jumpers, and there is the cannon getting zapped down by Hans Sommer.
All kills continue to be funneled into Hans Sommer. Broken Blade at the cost of his life. A target throughout this game is, oh, good ult.
Good petrifying gaze. The flash still there. Depth shot's gonna land. Explosive cast dodged by Caps, but he holds onto the flash still as the True Shot Archmice finds his mark, and Mickey is met with a minion as he tries to dredge line. The Ignite ticking the shot down over to Karzi now. Mad Lions continue to open up as Broken Blade TP's in. The Rift Herald now begun by Elioya, stolen away, I think, as Yike and Hans Sommer seem to be doing it earlier.
What just happened? G2 had a great setup towards this top side. They traded 1-for-1. The map state looked like it was in their favor. Mad get 2 kills mid. They didn't get this Herald. They get Broken Blade's TP. All of a sudden, this game's back into more of an even state. If they can use this Herald to crack open mid tier 1, for example, that bot tower will fall shortly afterwards. And this Jace is sitting at 0-3. So let's look at this again, because this top play was good by Mad Lions. Yike just in time to block the Cannon Shuriken, but it does end up in a 1-for-1.
It certainly does. You can see the rotation as well from the bot lane of G2. And then it's kind of the return to mid, where Caps is saying, oh, well, I need to go back and catch that wave after this play happened. So Hans Sommer gets the kill handed off to him. You can see him moving back through the river. And this is where Hylissang gets information as to what exactly Caps is up to. He spots him out, and he's saying, hang on a second, he needs to go the long way around. He doesn't have the... you don't have the right. This is illegal. As Kendall would once say.
Yeah, such audacity from Caps.
And he ends up getting punished for it. So, big blunder there ultimately from Caps. Mickey does his best to try and escape his fate. He does hook into a minion, not quite able to get away. Buys him a little bit of time. Good flash to avoid the ultimate from Hilly, but then of course gets chased down.
Yeah, and it's Karzi that picks up that shutdown, which is massive. He's 3-0 on this Ezreal, and as much as... Yeah, exactly, 2 items. As much as I'm not a huge fan of Ezreal right now in the meta, I feel like the idea of leaving the Pyke to roam around the map while the Ezreal can sit in isolation is great, but the fact that the Ezreal has kills actually will make him quite useful in this game. I think it's quite hard to get on top of. The Ezreal pick is because they have Jarvan Nautilus, right? If he picks any immobile AD carry, he is going to be locked down and shut down. But now he can kind of play solo play in a sense, you know? He can just play the fights his own way. He can E in, he can
play
E out.
From the back. Yep.
Play from the back. So this Herald will take down that mid tower. The rotation towards bot should come in a little bit later on, or towards top. The side lane towers are quite low. And maybe they force mid, you know? Hans is showing bot.
So was Mickey. Yike is down towards this bottom side jungle. This Rift Herald will get another charge in. They might even look for more. Sheen on the Ezreal in the form of that Triforce. That's 2 towers to the good. Now Hexgate's used by Mickey. Yike's still here, but the rest of the team from G2 not really able to collapse as of yet. Staggering blow from Mickey, gets the root onto Elioya, but you can see the Divine Sundra healing. Just bringing Elioya back up to full. Caps looking for something as the Hex Gates are taken by G2, but Mad Lions just able to force them away. They're really trying to set up around this dragon. The Hex Tech Drake has spawned. Yep. Mad Lions want it for their prize. Nice sidesteps by Mickey. You could have been a lot lower before this fight started. Now Mad are waiting. How do you ever walk in here, though? Have to get through this choke. Hex Gate behind. They know Yike has gone there. They see him. They can go forwards here with the cannon. Or you could go backwards and try and lock down Yike. Puts down a control ward. And Elioya looking for a flank position. Yike, they know he's there. They know he's in the area at least. Hylissang looking for the hook. Caps going forward. Hylissang sees the standard come down.
Move to bot lane to try and push out that wave. Poke continues to come through. G2 finally gained some space in the river.
With a poke from the Ezreal, can do a lot of work here.
Yeah, Chasey level 11. How does he find his way in this fight? It's a bit frustrating. Playing front to back his cannon is not ideal. He needs to find a way around this side. He can even go towards the left-hand side around the Dragon Pit, but it looks like he's staying. Mickey
dodges away. Death charge going down onto Hylissang, but already death from below as Hylissang takes one. Explosive cast coming in as well. The Dragon secured for the Mad Lions, and look at where Broken Blade is compared to the rest of his team. Hylissang tried to dash forward, but straight into the Flame Chompers. Mad Lions will get one kill out of it, get the Dragon, and get out.
Great fight there by Mad. They don't overextend either. They're playing it calm. Chasey still has flash. He still has ultimate. That threat is still alive for the next fight. Bot tier 1 falls. Gold lead to Mad Lions. Dragon lead to Mad Lions. And they have this mid push so they can get vision on the map. Hilly will reset for the wards, but good setup by Mad.
It was interesting to watch both teams be incredibly patient and basically play this game, fishing game, where both Mickey and Hylissang are looking for that pick. The hook does land onto Ezreal, who can buffer out to safety, but unfortunately for Mickey, he landed the hook on not an optimal target, allowing Hilly to get the punish. Good barrel onto Caps, puts him in a position that should have been a death, but thanks to his return ultimate stunning up 2, there's no way for Chasey to follow up and get that kill, so he gets to flash away to safety, and it ends up only being 1 for 0, with Elioya getting a good smite secure.
This comp from G2, it's very hard to find space for Hansama to hit. While Karzi is kind of like self-sufficient on this Ezreal, Hansama needs people in front of him. He needs the Jarvan and the Nautilus to go in together so that he can hit the front line. And as much as this front line is not that tanky, they have so much damage and so much disruption that if he gets hit by a Kennen ult or a Wukong ult, he might be too low to walk up against this Pyke. So as long as Mad Lions save some of their spells for a follow-up re-engage, I think they're always sitting pretty confident. I mean, the second G2 get a reset, it's going to become tough, but this Chase, not even a second item yet. And as much as Chasey doesn't have that, the spike level of the Kennen right now is just so powerful.
Still, though, overall, the gold is very even. And I agree with you, though, Kadril, that Mad's composition feels like that they have a lot of tools. Focus from both teams. Tension continues to mount. The last game of the split for one of these two teams.
Defending this top tower. Caps.
Counter hook, explosive cast used. Yeah. Hansama takes a bit of chip damage from Karzi across the wall. And Vision helping him out land those Mystic shots.
Defending that top tower there, G2, aren't they? They want to hold on as long as possible. I mean, Cassio Jinx will get stronger and stronger. Mad are the ones who want to force around 7 or 8 minutes around from any kind of soul threat. Mad Lions really want to get this top tower so they can push into tier 2 and get deeper vision in their jungle. But G2 will put up a fight for it. Hans will move to catch midwave. Maybe this is another opportunity when Hilly comes out of base and refreshes his wards.
Has that Umbral Glaive as well, just gives you so much vision denial. As a support, makes it really hard for G2 to gain control of an area because, I mean, Hilly can just auto the ward once and it dies. And alongside the sweeper, it does quite a lot of work. G2 currently set up in the river. Hylissang trying to step forward. I mean, this hook doesn't really get you too much. Even if you hook onto Mickey, Ike is there. The TP behind as they look for Caps up towards the top side. He's been knocked back. Flash not available for the Cassio either. There's the Cyclone to follow. And they're just isolating Caps. He's dead, as you say, Kadril. And locked out by the Mad Lions. Now Hilly looking for another hook. They open up on him, though, and they'll lock him down 1-for-1 so far. Nisqy TPs into the mid lane as Hansama now needs to work away from this situation. The flash, the ghost, everything available. He dodges away from the explosive cast, and now he can open up on Nisqy. Down towards the bottom side. Nisqy is isolated. Super Mega Death Rocket hits him in his head and buries him in the dirt. Karzi opens up, though, and gets one in response. And in the end, it's a 2-for-2 trade.
Very messy fight, but like you said, Medic, 2-for-2. Double TP invested by the solo laners of Mad Lions. Nisqy's flash as well. The E onto Hansama was great, but the ultimate missed despite him not having flash. Hansama just cheekily sidestepped it, and now this Jinx is a major win condition.
And if we could get vision, a toggle vision observers, when we get the replay of what Nisqy sees and what Hansama sees, because it felt like that they couldn't actually have information on each other. Exactly. So the moment that they saw each other, you could feel how scared Hansama was. That could have been the Baron moment. That could have been the situation that springboarded the game for Mad. A great collapse onto Caps in the top side should have converted into a massive team fight. But Hansama and Yike played the fight beautifully to allow an equal trade, and the game remains in a neutral state.
Yeah, Caps has been struggling, not only this series, but last series as well, to find his footing in these games. Yanni was tough. This game also feels quite rough as well. Gets flanked quite easily, and this is the situation where Chasey decides to TP mid. Two fights happen at the same time. Here, Niski finds Caps and says, well, this TP is perfect. We'll set up for a kill here. Let's not waste too many spells. You know, let's not overinvest in spells to make sure this happens. Let's use Wukong ult, and then we'll be happy. Caps falls. Hylissang falls as well. Shut down over to Hansama, but this is the point you were looking at, Vedi.
Yeah, so when we TP into mid, you can see that Hilly ends up getting shut down immediately, but the TP is coming down into that mid lane. And then you'll notice here that Hansama, making his way through, has no information as to where the Gragas was until this point, and that's when he realizes, oh no, I'm in serious danger.
So look, this ult from Niski. Hans with the ghost just a little bit to the left, and then it misses, doesn't knock him into Karzi or Elyoya. Now Hans is screaming for Niski, pops the ult, manages to land it. Yike off to the side on the left there, not very tanky, dies to Karzi 2. 2 for 2, G2 in this topside river.
Caps going forward. The clone, first target, hook wide there. Hylissang looking for a little bit more, though Caps is already low. The hook just to the side of it. Saras propped on Caps, that shield now. Going to be on cooldown.
G2 want to be really careful. Hansama no flash. They really need that Jinx flash if they're going to...
You sneak a Baron?
There's no way they can sneak a Baron, right? Unless they just flash over the wall. I mean, they can EQ a Jarvan as well, but Cassio's not getting out.
Gentlemen, as well, I feel like this game, how crazy is it that it could come down to the 80 carries? Karzi versus Hansama, both sitting at 4 kills. Just a few more assists for Hans, but a slight gold edge for Karzi. They've been instrumental for their teams throughout their careers. Karzi helping Mad secure multiple titles. Hansama only winning his first ever title last split.
Just a couple of months ago.
Has been a mainstay top 80 carry throughout his career, and now in a game 5 between these two teams, we turn our attention to them once more. Who can make that pivotal play? How can their teams set them up for success? And how will it all come down as we get closer and closer to the final moments? 3 dragons in favor of Mad, small gold lead in favor of Mad as well. The Baron vision being cleared out as Mad slowly claim control of the top side as G2 cross map on the bot side.
I think G2 are trying to buy time. Broken Blade getting slowed by that Cyrildas.
That's so much damage. Broken Blade has to flash. True Shot finds him. Doesn't quite do enough. 20 HP.
His TP just came up as well, so Mad cannot go for a Baron rush. Really nice try there by Karzi. Manages to get Broken Blade's flash, but they might start it up anyway because Caps is pushing into this bot tier 2. They need to get him to TP up to this top side to stop the pressure. Is the objective gone? Can Yike get there in time?
There in time. There's no way Yike gets here. The smite will secure it. Yike flashes in, and now he's met with 3 members of the Mad Lions. Yike is down. Karzi is unstoppable. He dashes forward once again for another Mystic shot. Finds the slow on Mickey, and Hylissang's looking for something. Mickey hits the wall with the hook. The counter hook goes wide. Chasey on a slicing mouse of flank position, gets onto Hansama, but the exhaust is good. Hylissang dashing forward. Death from below. They're not low enough yet, but in the end, Hansama will fall. And Mad Lions are way too healthy and way too hungry for the win.
Mad Lions secure the Baron and will ace G2 with those death timers. They will at the very least break the base, but I wonder if they'll try to end the game right here, right now.
4 seconds on Yike, 20 seconds on anyone else. They're pushing in. They have the Ezreal for the attack speed for the W's. Niski's going to try and zone away Yike. Karzi dashes forwards here.
There's a Cataclysm, but Yike has fallen, trying to...
It's over.
The minions going in.
They've done it.
Mad Lions heard you, and they raise a massive middle finger to the doubters. They want to claim the MSI spot for themselves.
Mad Lions make it happen, and you can see how happy the players are on your screens. It's such a back and forth series. They managed to take
Hi, Sam.
Hello,
Oh, hi,
hello.
Brett.
Hello.
I'm free from my
Hello.
prison.
It works.
Okay.
You made your own
Go
prison.
back, troll.
Yeah,
I didn't make my own prison. That's not true.
I did not make my own.
You made your
prison.
cage.
All right. How's everyone doing? Good to see you all
Great.
again. It's been 3.
Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you.
It's been
Oh,
3
so the same.
freaking
Should we go
weeks.
around the room and do some reintroductions? I'm Strippin.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sam. You guys call me Sam.
Mm-hmm.
It's the birthday boy because.
Sorry, who are you?
Oh,
Bro,
me?
nobody's
Oh,
showing up
I'm,
to episode whatever of the campaign at this point.
Yeah.
I'm only your
"Where's
friend
your mom?"
Alex for many, many years. But hey, nice to meet you again.
Don't reintroduce. He's just looking for content. By the way, great job. 16,000 subscriptions. Really good job,
17.
Sam.
No, I think he made it to
17.
14.
17. All right, fine. 17,000. Very.
My subathon's going to end in the middle of this, and I'll have to go.
That's cool. No, that'd be great, honestly.
that's
you end
good.
stream host Brett. Perfect.
Yeah.
Wait, I got you.
All right.
No, Alex, don't do it.
Don't do it.
I'm just
Alex,
adding more.
Let this man sleep.
Alex,
Alex, don't
Alex,
do
I
it.
just want to
Please.
see my daughter, please. Oh, okay. Thanks, man.
Don't do it, Alex. Please don't. But if
Wait,
He's just
I feel
preserving it till
bad
the
now.
end.
He
No,
mentioned.
Alex, you
I
feel
thought this is
empowered.
what he wants. I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
this
with
is
you,
what
man.
he
I'm
wants.
fucking with you, man. Thank you.
thanks.
Yeah, I do that as well, but I just provide content for the stream in monetary value.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, I know
Yeah.
it's been quite some time. We'll do a little. We've been kind of on the same quest for a little while now. Which
We've been here for a bit, yeah.
you have been here for a bit.
Especially with the weeks we skipped, it feels like even longer.
Oh man, it's just Tuesday's been fucking cursed, man. I'm just, I'm so sorry. But like I told to everyone, if we need it, if it ends up we need to change days, we can. But I don't think it's the day that's the issue. I think we've just been, everything's been falling on Tuesdays recently, so it's been a bit problematic. So, but hopefully, and I'm really keeping my fingers crossed here. We've weathered the storm, and now the schedule should be set, and we should be good to go.
Yay!
Oh yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not going anywhere. I have no trips, so we'll see what happens. But yeah. So last we left off, you guys have been exploring these ancient ruins, the floating ruins of Zakar. You've discovered that these ruins definitely have a bit of history, a little bit of old world, old IO history associated with it. The reason why you're here is because you are currently with one of the shadow tieflings, specifically a servant of Mephistopheles by the name of Brolvek, who has offered his services to unlock and extract a memory that has been sealed away both in the minds of Olive as well as QB. So as you guys traveled and explored and eventually made your way up here through an arduous journey through the shadowy cliffs, facing off against a shadowy titan and defeating that, thus Kopi getting the name Titan Slayer. You arrive over here. There is some entities of shadow that was kind of malingering around, along with some very scary customers that have been floating and hiding within, specifically one that seemed to be extra attached to QB. And after further explorations within the ruins, you discovered that this was an ancient temple dedicated to a power known as the Memory. The Memory is something that links together the ancient Astari race of Io, where one would pass on, the memory would stay and link itself to another Astari member, whether that be an Astari within the same heritage or sometimes haphazardly attaching itself to something else. You all have discovered that all of you are linked in one way, shape, or form to the Memory, and that is from an above board perspective, all of your characters, any characters you guys have played in IO, are linked together through the power known as the Memory. You, during your time exploring these ruins, the floating ruins of Zakar, Some of you guys went over into, I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe it, sort of a ritual room, specifically one you discovered to trap and destroy a memory so that it didn't attach itself to something else. This is something that the certain tribes of ancient Astari would outright destroy memory if someone had done something particularly heinous, so that they would not survive on through kin or attach itself to others. But yeah, so you would go for that. You've discovered some of the memories that you guys were attached to, from specifically